Are we recording?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, this is our podcast, What's with the Neighbors?
That
And that's
is-
Amy.
That's free.
Yeah, super nervous. Amy. Oh, we're a true crime paranormal podcast, in case you didn't know yet. What is this, like, episode 76?
77.
77. You know. You know.
Wow, Bree. Actually, that's like not knowing how old your child is.
You know, sometimes I do forget how old my children are.
Yeah, I get that.
Although they're very small numbers, so I probably shouldn't forget that. They're not very
yeah.
hard to forget. It's not like they're like 25.
That's an easy number to.
My mom always like gets us mixed up.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Once I turn 30, it'll be easier, I guess.
Maybe. I hope that for you. I don't know how old my brother is, my older brother. So
I always forget how old my sister is, but then I remember that you and my sister are the same age, so I'm like, oh, Amy.
someone at work today said that I was 34. I was like, excuse you, I'm 33.
Shut off a year. Whoa. Calm down there,
Getting
buddy.
crazy.
Do you know who I texted today?
Your mom?
Yes, I did text my mom.
Who?
Ashton Kutcher. Do you know that his number is out in the public? I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys his number because it is his legit number. He was in an interview and they were talking about, I don't remember what they were talking about, how he interacts with fans or something like that. And he's like, I actually have a separate phone for fans to text me.
Oh.
And because like he also does like an investment business.
Yeah.
And it leads you to like this website or whatever about his investment business.
Right.
But also like, scheduled texts will come out and like send you back, but the number is, and you can get this online, guys, you just look it up, it's just right there on Google. It's 319-519-0576. Y'all shoot Ashton a text and say you heard it from What's with the Neighbors.
Yeah.
Please, because I already told him that, you know, he sent me a video message. No big deal. You know, it's fine. We're cool.
Did he, it was personalized?
No, he did not say my name in it. So I think it was probably like a
auto reply.
But he said that he tries to respond to people's messages like personally.
Yeah.
But he said that so many messages come through that, you know, he has a hard time. So eventually, like, he gets to them, but it may take a long time or he may not ever be able to.
That's so cool.
So it does have like automated responses. But it was really cool. And I was like, I actually said shibby to him too. From like Dude, Where's My Car?
Oh.
The movie Dude, Where's My Car?
Very nice, Brie. Very nice.
Yeah. We all wanted to marry Ashton Kutcher at one point. So
did we?
I did.
I didn't.
I wanted all of him.
I was never really a fan of him.
Yeah, don't tell him you heard it from us, guys. Never mind. Just kidding. Anyway, I'm going to dinner with him and Mila. You know, no big deal. It's like a barbecue or whatever.
I just love that they're together.
I know. It's so cute. They're so sweet.
I know. Brie, I have a question for you.
All right. Shoot away.
You ready?
Yes.
Would you rather try to catch a fork off the Empire State Building and you can't do anything else until you catch it? So you're at the bottom of the Empire State Building and a fork gets dropped from the top. And you have to try to catch it. You can't wear any special gloves or anything like that. And you cannot proceed with your life until you catch it. Mind you, you don't know where this thing is going to come from, right?
Okay.
And it just keeps, resetting
until I actually catch it.
Yeah, until you catch it. Or play Russian roulette with one bullet in the chamber.
How many times?
Just once.
I'd rather play Russian roulette. Because I'm gonna die catching a fork because if you get hit with a penny, off the Empire State Building, it's gonna go through. You're gonna die. Like you're gonna get hit. It's gonna puncture you. So a fork coming down, you're definitely gonna die. Or it's gonna hit you somewhere.
But you have to catch it.
Yeah, and I don't want to catch it, and I'm really bad at catching, so I'd be there for a really long time.
I get that.
Don't throw things to me.
Noted.
Really bad at catching things.
Okay.
What about you?
I don't know.
I know for sure. Like, I would absolutely want to play Russian roulette. I'll take my chances. And like,
I have really bad luck though.
I do too. But I think my chances are better.
You know who has
not
really
wasting
good
my
luck?
whole life trying to catch a damn fork that's gonna stab through my hand.
That's true. That's true.
Really good luck.
Alice.
Yeah,
So-
I know. She won that game like 5 times. Your child like cheats.
Yeah, but like in drawings and stuff, her name always gets drawn. There was a citywide
Contest?
kind of, yeah, drawing for a free bike. She got a free bike, $250 bike.
That's what's up.
Yeah, dude. She's
That's
got
awesome.
she has the best luck.
Sorry, guys. Mommy's being whiny.
So, yeah, I don't know what I would do. I guess Russian roulette. I asked my younger brother this a couple days ago, and he said he would do the fork.
Yeah, I just no.
I don't know.
You're being such a drama.
I know. You are going first this week.
Okay, so let's hear a neighborhood story.
So this is from BuzzFeed. I'm in an apartment building. I live in an apartment building. The upstairs neighbor's dog peed on their patio, and it dripped down onto me while I was sitting outside reading.
Ugh.
I yelled and ran to the shower, and when I texted them to ask them to take their dog outside to pee in the future, they said it wasn't their dog and it must have blown over from somewhere else. I'm guessing they have like wood.
Classic excuse.
It's not our dog.
It's someone. It's the guy next door.
The wind blew it.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Own up, first of all.
Yeah.
Like,
and don't let your
second of
dog
all,
pee outside.
Yeah, let your dog pee outside.
Yeah,
but
yes,
take them to
not
the
on
grass.
the porch. Yeah, not on the porch.
Or at least put like a pee pad down.
Yeah.
But like it could get so full that like
well, you should be
drips
changing
down.
that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Don't be lazy.
Also, don't be lazy.
Just do better. If you're gonna have an animal, take care of it, please.
Do better.
Yeah.
And don't get dead.
Don't get dead.
Do you have a story?
You bet your sweet ass I do.
Thank you.
Okay. I am going to tell you about the rake.
The rake, like a leaf rake?
Similar.
Is it a haunted leaf rake that rakes leaves? That's what Josh is going to do in his afterlife.
But not at all close.
Okay.
The rake is a cryptid.
Oh.
It is a creature. So the rake, or sometimes known as a crawler, which I only saw like 1 or 2 sites that called it a crawler. Oh, it's perfect name for it. Is a creature described as a tall, pale, long-clawed, fingers, skinny, with no nose, no mouth. That is until one appears, and then many teeth will show. So, like, there's not a mouth until, like, and one just, like, appears out of nowhere, I guess.
And no nose.
And no nose.
Like Voldemort?
I know. That's exactly what I was thinking, too. And then 2 to 3 eyes around its head, 2 to 3, depends.
Just depending on its mood.
Depend on, how many eyes it needs. Generally crouching or crawling around on all fours, which is like the worst part ever. It's often compared to Slender Man minus the clothes. So just picture Slender Man or Voldemort.
So you're wanting me to picture naked Slender Man?
Yeah. But no wee-wee.
Brie, I don't like that.
I'm sorry for
What
you.
color is the skin?
White.
Like
it's pale.
Like white.
It's like white, yeah, like a grayish white.
So you really want me to picture naked Voldemort?
Yeah, naked Voldemort.
I don't like it.
Minus the wand.
No, I don't like it.
And I mean the wand in the pants. Sorry, but not sorry. Okay. So according to online, the creature reportedly attacks humans for unknown reasons and often causes psychological trauma or worse.
Oh my gosh.
So it just attacks you if you're just like walking down the street with like your ice cream cone, whatever.
With psychological trauma?
With psychological trauma or worse.
That's me. Like, if I was a cryptid or I had a power, that's what I would do. I would, like, mess with them.
Just go and, like, find someone. Just no particular reason why you're getting this person.
Yeah.
You're just aching to do it.
Yeah.
Aching to do it. So, sightings of the rake go as far back as the 1600s and they can be found in America, hiding in wooded areas or even in your own backyard. So, watch out, neighbors. Legend has it, the rake can see into the souls of those who lock eyes with it.
Ew. Can you spell rake for me?
R-A-K-E.
Okay.
Exactly how rake is spelled.
Okay.
Once someone is marked, they experience a reoccurring nightmare. In the nightmare, the rake sits at the foot of the person's bed and silently stares at them.
Oh my gosh.
And according to legend, these dreams slowly eat at someone's sanity until they are too unstable to defend themselves. Sometimes it leads to, like, suicide. Okay, so encounters with the rake. In 1691, in a mariner's log, first was where the creature was first identified and named the rake. In the log, it addresses that the creature has the ability to seep into their subconscious, and the log said, "He came to me in my sleep. From the foot of my bed, I felt a sensation."
Oh,
and that is all. I don't know what that means, what kind of sensation, but he was in bed, so
I don't like it,
and it's terrifying.
It
in the 1800s, descriptions of a creature with hollow black eyes and being terrifying in nature were found.
Okay.
Also in 1864, a note was found by someone who took their own life, and it said, "It is not the fault of anyone other than him. For once I awoke and felt his presence, and once I awoke and saw his form. Once again I awoke and heard his voice, and looked into his eyes. I cannot sleep without fear of what I might next awake to experience. I cannot ever wake. Goodbye."
Oh.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yeah. In the 1900s, specifically 1964,
okay,
moving up in the years, a suicide note from an author was discovered that claimed that to have repeated encounters with the rake and feared that it would torment him. In 2006, when victims began to, like, collaborate their stories with the rake monster.
Interesting.
One story involved a woman waking up to her husband early in the morning. As she sat up to go to the bathroom, she saw what seemed to be a naked and incredibly pale man, or even a large hairless dog at the foot of her bed. She gasped, and the husband curled up when he saw the figure. Not long after they'd seen it, it quickly went to the husband's side of the bed and stared at him for a moment. Then seconds later, it ran into the children's room. It then fled, covered in blood, leaving behind the body of their daughter. The daughter's last words were, "He is the rake."
Bree!
Unfortunately, in the rushed attempt to get his daughter to the hospital, the husband ran him and his daughter off the road into the lake. So
no.
They died. Since it was a small town, news spread quickly. However, it was never published on TV or in the papers.
Why?
I don't know, Amy. For several months.
Why would you say it like that?
Because it's a cryptid.
Oh, okay.
For several months, her and her son stayed in the hotel out of fear of coming home.
Okay.
And when they finally did return home, they began searching for answers of this creature and found a man in the next town over with a similar story, and even 2 additional people who'd said they'd seen this monster, referring to it as the rake. For 4 years, they researched it and finally found some accounts online where people had claimed to have had encounters with the rake. This led to her setting up a digital recorder near her bed to run all night, every night for 2 weeks. By the beginning of the 3rd week, she noticed a shrill voice on the tape, believing it was the rake.
Right.
One of my sources of that story said that she had ended up committing suicide.
Oh my gosh.
In 2006, caught on footage, someone videotaped going into their backyard and finding the rake crouched and hunched over and then quickly looking towards them, and then they ran away. You can find that one on YouTube. In a blog post in 2013, it was stated, here's what we've got so far. Humanoid, about 6 feet tall when standing, but usually crouches and walks on all fours.
Ew.
It has very pale skin. The face is blank, as in no nose, no mouth. However, it has 3 solid green eyes, one in the middle of its forehead and the other 2 on either side of its head, towards the back.
I hate just the thought of this.
Like around, yeah, I know. It's the crouching that gets me.
Yeah.
Usually seen in front yards or in suburban areas. Usually just watches the observer, but will stand up and attack if approached. When it attacks, a mouth opens up as if a hinged skull that opens at the chin. It reveals many tiny but dull teeth. Has been associated with Slender Man, so they are very similar.
Okay.
In 2017, 3 girls sighted the rake inside the woods right next to their neighborhood in Austin, Texas. One of the girls thought it was a cloaked man hunched over, and apparently after this, her eyes turned black.
No! Black Eyed Kids.
I know, that's what I thought too, because Texas is where they're at too.
Yeah.
On a website called Fandom, in the comments about the rake story,
right?
I was reading some of the comments, and some of the people had talked about their encounters with it. And someone said, I have been terrorized by one for quite some time. Up until this week, we had no idea what it was. The other night, I looked it in the eyes, and it was the 3rd time I had actually seen such a thing. I have a video of it teleporting as well.
Oh my gosh.
As well as videos of it afar around what looks to be a box of light is the only way I can describe it.
Okay.
It has caused the death of my father-in-law, emptying his insides and then being released. He passed away. This is real, and I need help. Please, someone.
Oh my gosh. Someone help that person.
That was in April of last year.
What?
In March of 2019, someone also commented saying, so I think I saw a rake about 30 minutes ago on my way home after visiting Tombstone, Arizona. So what happened was we were going about 90 miles per hour. Oh, you need to slow down.
Yeah, slow down.
And all of a sudden, a tall white humanoid started following us in the other lane, keeping pace with ease. Then a car came by in the other lane, and as soon as it would have hit what I think, is a rake, it disappeared.
What the heck?
So I guess it's
Ew,
fast.
do you think it was like running like on all fours?
Oh, gross. Ew. But all I can picture is it like hanging its tongue out though when it does that.
Like a dog.
Yeah. It makes it a little less scary, but that probably was not the case.
That's so gross.
In 2017, someone commented on the same post. As a matter of fact, I think it has visited me before. I remember hearing a scratching noise and tapping at my window when I was sleeping. I discarded it as the wind and trees, so I ignored it. Then it annoyed me, so I turned around and I saw a weird pale white humanoid with slight yellow in it, and it had black eyes. It was staring at me and ran away when I ran.
Oh, I don't like it.
So there's obviously lots of skeptics about this.
Sure.
Considering most of my information came from a website called Monster Fandom and Creepypasta and YouTube, the rake is definitely a fictitious monster. It was created to scare people online. Thousands of photos and videos of people and personal accounts can be found online of people, like, their encounters with it.
Okay.
But a lot of it has been proven that it's been doctored. Including the video that I mentioned earlier of someone in their backyard.
Right.
I guess it was for like a video game or something.
But what about the people that saw him like when they were driving and stuff and they're just making up a story?
Yeah, they're adding to creepypasta.
Oh, okay.
So theories of how it all began. The first and most likely theory is that the rake is actually an online creepypasta that began in 2005. And like I say first and like most likely theory, this is what happened.
Oh, okay.
So it began in 2005 on an online thread called 4Chain's B-Board titled, "Hey B, let's make a new monster." And that started like a huge online uproar. And this thing was like big before Slender Man. This is what started all the creepypastas. Although the rake is allegedly fictional, it is believed that the writers of the stories of the rake have begun to come across this similar kind of creature that's been around all along and not meant to be discovered. So like people are saying that like it's been around, like they did actually discover something, but it's no. Other theories suggest that the beliefs and ideas about the rake have brought the fictional rake to life and made it into an actual thing, and it's real now, which is probably not true.
Right.
Either
Sounds
way,
about right.
Regardless, though, I'm not sticking around to find out. So, if you do believe or you have witnessed what you believe was the rake, first of all, run. And then second of all, email us and tell us your story
please.
At wwtnpodcast@gmail.com. And that was the rake.
That's so much fun.
So creepy.
Yeah, I don't like that whole running on all fours.
I just don't like the crawling. It just reminds me of those hallway ghosts in that one story that I told you.
Yes.
That they told that they crawled a lot.
They crawled a lot?
Yeah, they crawled.
I don't like it. Also, that was fun. Thank you.
I started that last week, but then I got on to a St. Patrick's Day story again.
Well, I'm glad you finally shared this one.
Me too, buddy.
That didn't scare me. I'm fine. I'm going to tell you a story about a very famous model.
Ooh.
Yeah. So.
Ooh.
Who?
Was it Paris Hilton? Was she a model? I don't know.
I have no idea.
Something happened to her as a kid. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, she went to
it's
like a school or a psychiatric ward or something like that, or something like that.
That's sad.
Like her parents made her go to this or like a camp, maybe it was. Yeah, and that's why she is the way she is or something. Yeah.
Really smart and successful. Evidently, she's really smart.
I believe it. What did she,
hard eye roll?
What does she always say?
That's hot.
That's hot.
That's hot. Josh says that at work all the time. Apparently, all of them say that's hot.
That's hot. I mean, hey, I have to give it to her though, because she let Kim Kardashian like run on her tail. What is it? The tail strings of her coattails. And she just like was launching for Kim Kardashian.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Kim Kardashian was her personal assistant.
Oh.
And she learned all the ins and outs of what she needed to do to be famous and become successful. And she did it.
For some reason, I keep on stumbling upon stuff about Paris Hilton. I think she's big right now.
She's all over really TikTok. For some reason.
I've seen a lot of things about her lately.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Something's happening about her. I don't know.
She's Paris Hilton.
Paris Hilton.
That's all.
That's
folks.
It. No, I'm actually going to tell you about Betty Page.
I don't know who that is.
I didn't know who she was either.
Okay, good.
But apparently she is super famous. Oh. Or is still.
Can I look her up?
Yeah.
Okay.
And actually, if you were to like research Betty Page, you're not going to find a lot of the stuff that I found.
Oh, she's pretty.
Yeah, she's very pretty. So
that's way before our time. That's why we haven't heard of her.
Yeah. She was born April 22nd, 1923 in Nashville, Tennessee. When Betty was in high school, she was known to be like a really good student. She was she was ambitious, she had drive, she was competitive, and she was also a nice person. So that's good.
I love nice people.
Me too.
It's just awesome.
She was nominated and won Homecoming Queen, and she was the mascot of the ROTC program. She would go on to graduate in high school in 1941, and like many others, especially from a small town, she was starstruck about Hollywood.
Oh, of course.
Oh, Hollywood. Only if I lived in Hollywood.
That's where dreams come true.
Dreams come true. That's Disneyland.
I'm going to be a star.
Yeah. I'm going to make it big.
Stop me.
You're going to see me on TV.
And TikTok.
Yeah. So she knew that's where she wanted to be. So she packed her bags and headed out to Southern California to Los Angeles to become a big star.
Hello.
So Betty was able to get out to Los Angeles. And while she was out there, she was going to a bunch of auditions, but she wasn't landing anything. And it turned out that her biggest problem was her Southern accent. Her thick Southern accent.
Where was she from?
Nashville, Tennessee.
No, okay, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, so no one wanted it. No one wanted her thick accent. So she was like, all right, I'm going to take acting classes, speech classes, try to get rid of this accent. Like, so sad.
Get rid of it.
Yeah.
Oh.
She did this for like a solid year, and she still wasn't landing anything. It was kind of crazy. In later years, Betty ended up publicly shaming one of the producers on one of the, this is a little side note, of a couple of the auditions that she went to. She publicly shamed some of the producers for not, quote unquote, she wouldn't entertain them after the audition.
Oh.
And that's why she says that's why she didn't get the audition, the role.
Oh.
So.
Well, women in Hollywood, I've heard.
Yeah.
It's hard, especially back then.
Yep. So Betty ended up for a brief moment marrying a man who was a sailor. That didn't last long though. Not even a year. And then once that marriage was over, she was like, you know what? Maybe New York is for me. So she moved out to New York in 1948, hoping that the stage would do what Hollywood wouldn't do and give her a career and take her as a serious actress. So, so one summer when Betty was in New York in 1949, she was at the beach called Paul Jones Beach. She was attracting the attention from a police sergeant. And he was also a part-time photographer, and his name was Jerry Tibbs. He spotted Betty, and he was like, she's got something special. So she's got something unique. I would love to take photos of her. This man, Jerry Tibbs, and his friend Cass Carr ran a photography club that helped photographer classes at the YMCA. They're always looking for new models, and they're like, hey, would you model for us?
Was she the M? YMCA. Sorry.
Yes, that's exactly what
I heard
was.
YMCA, and immediately I'm just like doing the dance in my head.
So they're like, will you come in and model for us for these photographers that need to practice shooting? She's like, heck yeah, dude. And so Betty went down to the YMCA, and she just started modeling for them. But it wasn't anything like nudes or anything, but it was pinup style stuff.
She looked like a pinup girl.
Yeah. So she
looked so cool.
Yeah. She had never modeled before, but it came pretty natural to her. Betty ended up becoming a model for all different types of photographers while she was there, anywhere from amateur all the way up to professional photographers. While she was doing these photo shoots, she ended up making her way into magazines.
Ooh.
And one of them was called The Wink and Flirt.
Whoa.
Yeah. And then from there, she ended up getting the centerfold in an early Playboy Christmas magazine.
I was going to ask about a centerfold.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah. So
Get it, girl.
She's getting it. she, when she was in Playboy Centerfold, this is when she caught the eye of a man named Irvine Claw. Irvine Claw. And Irvine...
What a name.
Irvine was like the pinup king. Mr. Claw had found his... I had to say Mr. Claw because I don't like his first name.
Irvine.
So, Mr. Claw found his market niche by catering to customers who wanted pictures of bound women wearing high heel stockings and like sexy lingerie.
Okay, so like
Bondage.
raunchy boudoir, bondage,
Yeah. So that was like his niche.
No, that was the thing then.
It was taboo, dude. So that's actually like one of my next sentences is, so this is 1950s, and now there's like no such thing as, sexual.
Yeah, now we like advertise, hey, go get your boudoir. I can't ever say it. Boudoir pictures.
Yeah, no. But this was very taboo and was not spoken of. But he found, people that liked it.
Of course.
By today's standards, Mr. Claw, his photos seemed pretty tame and innocent because they weren't naked. The women weren't naked because they were wearing lingerie. But it was, and it's more talked about now and more normalized. But
people's
the photos,
Instagram pictures.
well, yeah, and the photos were more innocent, and the, I don't know why I worded it this. Mr. Claw, his photos seemed pretty tame and like innocent in photo sets and film loop titles like Teaser Girl. In high heels, or Betty would act out for photo shoots. She would act out that she was getting bound and kidnapped.
Whoa.
Betty would.
Shades of gray.
Yeah, so Betty would act out short scenarios in which she and other women took turns modeling in fetish scenarios. So at this time, Betty was getting paid $10 an hour for taking the photos, and typically they would last about 5 hours, and so she would also get normally a $50 tip on top of that.
Oh,
so she was making some pretty good money, because at the time, women like receptionists were getting $1 an hour. Oh my god, I know.
Oh my god, times have changed. Thank God.
I know. She was making pretty good money. So spring of 1955, a lot of like other little stuff happened in between, but I don't have time to cover everything that she's done. Spring of 1955, the presidential election was coming up. There was this guy that was running. His name was Senator Kavavor. I don't know. I'm not Jafar.
Senator Jafar.
I'm pronouncing it wrong, but whatever. He was from Betty's hometown state, and he had entered the race, so he was doing his little rounds and meets and greets and stuff like that. He was running as the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, and he announced that he'd be leading an investigation